Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this section, we will solve a guided exercise named as explaining and investigating RPM software packages from chapter 14, which is installing and updating software packages under the Red Hat System Administration 1 8.2 course. In this exercise, we will gather information about a package from a third party, extract files from it for inspection, and then install it on the server. So first of all, we will do, we will execute one command to set up our environment, which is lab software pm start. Okay, so now our lab is set up. We will SSH into server A as a student. Okay, now we will perform all the tasks to solve this guided exercise in the server A. Okay, so now we will view the package information and list files. Okay, so in RHCSA dash script dash 1.00 dash 1 dot noarc dot rpm package. So this is the name of the package, and we will view the scripts that run when the package is installed or uninstalled. So for that, so to view the information of this package, we will execute a command name as rpm dash q for query and dash p. Okay, and we will then type the name of the package. Okay, RHCSA CSA dash script dash 1.0.0 dash 1. Okay, dot no arc. No arc basically means that this package is not dependent on any particular architecture. RPM. Okay, let's see. So okay, so now as we can see, the in detail information about the package like name, version, release, architecture, installation date, group, size, and license, and all. So now we will list files in this package. Okay, so using again rpm command with another options q dash p, then the name RHCSA script dash 1.0.0 dash 1 no arc dot rpm. So this is the name of the package, and dash l. Okay, so to view the to list the files. Okay, so as you can see, the opt RHCSA script my mod d. Okay, so this is a directory, and now we will view the scripts that runs when the RHCSA dash script this package is installed or uninstalled. So like we will view the scripts that are that execute when we install or uninstall this package. So for that, we will execute the command rpm dash q to query dash p dash p. So like it's a option that, so after dash p we have to specify the name of the package, which is RHCSA script dash 1.0.0, which is the version, and dash 1 is a release. Then this is no arc dot rpm. Okay, now we have to use this option as scripts. Okay, so now as you can see, so there are two scripts. Yeah, so there are two scripts. So first is this one. Okay, which is pre-install, and then second is this one, post-install. So pre-install, this script will be run, and after installation this script will be run. Okay, so now we will extract the contents of this package in the our home student directory. Okay. So for that we will use rpm2 cpio and cpio-tv commands to list the files in the so in this package. Okay, so we will execute that rpm to cpio, then the name of the package, which is our ci script 1.0.0 2.0 dash 1 dot no dot rpm. Then we will pipe it inside cpio tv command. Okay. So this lists the file in the package. So this lists the so we get the lists of the files that are inside the package. Okay, so now we will extract the files from this package in the /home/student directory, and for that we will use the rpm to cpio and cpio-idv commands to extract the files and create the leading directories where needed in verbose mode. Okay, so now okay, so first we confirm that there are, so this file, now we will list, and so we will list to verify the extracted files in the /home/student/opt directory. Okay, now we will list into opt directory. So yeah, so there is this package present with the directory it contains. Okay, so now we will install this package, and for that we will use sudo command for installing it is required. Okay, so we will use sudo rpm -i for installation, v for verbose, h and the package name RHCSA. Okay, script -1.0.0 -1 dot no arc dot rpm. Okay, so it's asking for password. Okay, so there is a mistake in the now it's done. So the package has been successfully installed using rpm command. Now we will use rpm command to verify that the package is installed or not. So for that we will use rpm -q, and we will just provide the name, and we get the version with the full name of the package. It clarifies that the package is already installed. And so now we will exit from this server A and back to the workstation, and our guided exercise has been solved. So now we will solve a guided exercise installing and updating software packages with yum from chapter 14, named as installing and updating software packages, in the course Red Hat System Administration 1 8.2. So in this exercise we will install and remove packages and package groups. So let's start. So first of all we need to set up our environment. So for that we have to run a particular command. Okay, so we'll just set up our environment first. For that, lab software yum. Okay, so now we will use SSH command to log in into server A as a student user. The okay, so for that just do that. Okay, so now as you can see we have successfully logged in into server A as a student. So now we will use sudo hyphen I command, so to become a root user, and because certain commands required root privileges. Okay, so now we will search for a so let's say we want to run a guile command. And so let's suppose we don't know whether it is installed or not, so we will just execute this command whether it's there or not. So as we can see, the command not found, it means this package is not installed. So we will just use another command in yum utility, which is yum search. Okay, so uh, yum search command, so we will use to search for a package that have guile as a part of their name or summary. Okay, so if the package name or the summary of any package contains that particular keyword that we want to search, it will just show us. So there are two packages, so guile dot i686 and guile dot x86 underscore 64. So these two are packages, and we can also use yum info command, and the package name is guile. And as you can see, so it gives us the name and all the details about all the packages that are available under this name. Okay, so there are two packages as you can see. So let's suppose we want to install, so we will use yum install guide. So it will ask us about whether we want to continue. So like it's asking, so the size is 12 MB and the total download size is 3.7 MB. So if we enter yes, that is why, so it will go ahead and install the package in our system. Okay, so once the package is installed, let's suppose now we want to remove that package. So now we will just simply use yum remove and the package name, and again it will ask for our confirmation. We just have to type yes, we want to move ahead, and yeah, it's complete. So now let's suppose what if we enter n instead of yes, why? So we will just install again the package using yum install guide. Okay, so package name, yes, we want to install it, it's complete. Now let's suppose we want to remove yum remove package name. Okay, but what if we enter n instead of y? So the operation aborted. Okay, so now we will use yum remove command to remove the gc package, let's suppose, which is another package, but respond, we will respond with no whenever it prompts us. So like how many packages would be removed, so let's see that. Okay, yum remove, this is a different package. So this package is one of the dependent package under the guile package. So guile package is dependent on this package. So let's suppose we try to remove that. It removes 4 packages. Okay. Now we will just gather some information about the security tools, a component group, and install, and we will install that on server A. Okay. Now we will just say n and move ahead. Now let's suppose we want to list the group components. We'll type yum. Okay, so now this command will list all available component groups. Okay, so now these are all the available component groups that are there. So now we can also use yum group info and the group name command to find out more information about the security tools component group. So let's suppose we want to find out more information about the security tools info group, so component group. So what we can do, we can just execute this command yum group list yum groups info and the name of the group, which is security tool. Okay, now we can see the metadata and all the detailed information about that group, like the description, security tools for integrity and trust verification and all. Okay, so this group contains this many packages as you can see here. Okay, so now we will just try to install one of them. So for that we will use group yum group install command, and then the component group name, which is security. Okay, so now it's again asking for us for our confirmation whether to type Y or N, and we can see the installed size and the total download size. If we enter Y, it will install it into our system. Yeah, the it's installing and it's complete. So now let's suppose we want to explore the history and the undo options of yum. So like what so how we can execute that. So for that we can use yum history command to display recent yum history. So let's do that. Yum. Okay, now as you can see, uh, it's showing us the whatever command that we executed here. So like starting from install guile, remove guile, install again, then group install. Okay, so the install and remove actions we can see here. Then so now we will use the yum history info command. Okay, so to confirm that the last transaction is the group installation that we have done for the security tools. So we can replace the transaction ID by the one from the preceding step. Let's suppose I want to view yum history info. Now our ID is 11 for that group install security tools install action command. Okay, so we will just enter that ID here, yum history info 11, and as we can see the transaction ID is displayed, the time and the user. So user his name is there. Okay, return code which is success, then what packages it has installed. Okay, and then what we can do, we can also undo one of the transaction. So like we will use yum history undo command to remove the set of packages that were installed when the guile package was installed. So let's do that. So we have to just find the correct transaction ID from the output of yum history command, and then use that ID into our command. Okay, so now let's say we want to remove or we want to undo a particular transaction. What we can do, yum history undo and the transaction ID. Okay, so now let's say we what we can do is mm, okay, so now give the transaction ID as 10, and let's see what happens. Okay, so now it's uh, I think uninstalling that package, and it's asking us for the confirmation. We will just enter Y, and it has, I think, removed the guile package. Again, see, so as you can see here, so the 10 transaction ID was for install guide. Okay, so it installed this package in our system, but what by executing this command we undo that operation. So undo means installs, undo is like uh, remove. So it removed that transaction ID package which was high, and it's uninstalled. Now we will just exit from server A, and it's done. So we will just okay, so we will just use that command to clean up our system. Software dash yum finish. Okay, so I am on server A still now. Okay, done. Now we will solve a guided exercise enabling yum software repositories from chapter 14, named as installing and updating software packages under Red Hat System Administration 1 8.2 course. Okay, so in this exercise, we will configure our server to get packages from a remote yum repository and then update or install a package from that repository. Okay, so first of all, to set up environment, we will use a custom command, uh, is lab software dash repo start. So this will set our environment, all the servers that we will be using, and now we will use ssh command ssh into server A as a student user. Okay, now once we are into server A, we will gain root privileges. So now we are a root user, and then we will configure software repositories. Okay, so on server A, which is this server, and we will try to obtain custom packages and updates from the following URL. So the URL are provided to us. Okay, so we will for that matter we will use yum config dash manager. So yeah, so config manager. So to add the custom package repositories, so let's do that. Yum config manager, uh, then so we will use option add repo. Okay, so now we will enter the URL provided to us. Okay, and enter. Okay, so now it's saying adding repo, and this is the link. So now we will examine the software repositories file created by the previous command. Okay, so in the particularly in slash etc slash yum dot repos dot d directory. For that we will use vim editor, and we have to edit a file by adding the gpg check equals to 0 parameter to disable the gpg key check for the repository. So we will just vim into hc slash yum dot repos dot d, and then we will just copy the URL from, so excluding the http. Okay, so we just have to check it as 0. Look, we have saved our changes, and then we will create a new file uh, uh, under etc slash yum dot repos dot d slash errata dot repo, which is a file name, to enable the updates for repository with the following content. So the content is also provided to. We have to create the new file. Okay, for that we will just use vim and the name of the file. But we have to also include the path where the file should be uh, created, and we'll just get into that file, and as the content is provided of the file, we will just paste it here. So this is the URL, and okay. So now we will use yum. So now we will use yum repo list all command. Okay. So now as you can see, this repository is also being considered, but it's uh, disabled. Okay. So if not, we can disable it using yum config manager with disable option, and just we have to just provide the name. So let's suppose we need to disable the RHT-updates repository. So RHT dot dash updates. Okay, so now let's check it again and see it's disabled. Okay, so let's suppose we want to enable this from here, from server A, and we'll just finish our lab by entering this command. Okay, done. Now we will solve a guided exercise named as managing package module streams under the chapter installing and updating software packages, course RedHat System Administration 1 8.2. So in this exercise, we will list the available modules, enable a specific module stream, and install packages from that stream. So first we will set up the lab. Okay, then we will SSH into server A as a student user, and then we will gain a root uh, privilege access. So first of all, we need to set up our lab, and for that we will just execute one custom command, which is lab software module start. And then once the setup is done, we will SSH into server A as a student. Okay, then we will gain the privilege of root access. Okay, okay, uh, now we will list the available modules, streams, and install modules. We will also examine the information for the Python 3.6 module. So first of all, we will use the yum module list command. Okay, and so as you can see, so yum module list. Okay, so as you can see, these are the modules available. So these are the list of the modules. And then we can also use the yum module list with installed option. So yum module list install. So these are the installed modules. Okay, so PostgreSQL is installed module from stream 9.6e. So now we will use yum module info command uh, on Python 3.6 module. So let's do that. Yum module info and the name of the module, which is Python 3. Okay, so as you can see the details of the module Python 3.6. So now we will install Python 3.6 module from the 3.6 stream and the common profile, and then we will verify the current status of the module. We will use yum module install command to install the Python 3.6 module, and we will use name :stream / profile syntax to install the Python 3.6 module from the 3.6 stream and the common profile. Okay, now let's just execute that. Yum module install Python 3.6 from the stream 3.6 of profile common. Okay, now it's asking yes or no. We will just enter y and complete. Okay, so now we will examine the current status of module Python 3.6. We will just use yum module list Python 3.6, and as you can see it's showing as installed and it's default. Okay, so now we will switch this SQL module of the server profile to use the stream 10. So let's execute that. So yum module, so first we will examine it by using list PostgreSQL. Yes, so now as we have used yum module list command PostgreSQL module and the stream, so we will notice that the PostgreSQL 9.6 module stream is currently installed. Okay, because here as you can see I is there and I means installed. So we will remove and disable the PostgreSQL module stream along with the package installed by the profile. So for that we will use yum module remove PostgreSQL. Okay, so we will enter y and it's removed. Now we will reset the PostgreSQL module and its stream. So for that we will use yum module reset and the name, which is Postgres. Okay, now it's asking for our permission. We will enter y. It's complete. Now we will use yum module install command to switch to the PostgreSQL 10 module stream. Okay, so for that we will use yum module install name, which is PostgreSQL, then stream name. Okay, so we'll just enter y. So now we will use yum module list PostgreSQL after yum module list PostgreSQL. You can see, so the 10 stream of PostgreSQL is installed. Okay, use or we will just remove the and disable the PostgreSQL module stream along with the packages installed by the profile. So for that we will use yum module remove PostgreSQL. Okay, uh, yes, and we will also disable it. So for that yum module disable PostgreSQL. Okay. So here it will be disable. Yes. And then we will verify that the PostgreSQL module stream is removed and disabled. For that, we will use the list object, and as you can see, it's disabled, and disabled. So cross. So now we will solve a lab name as installing and updating software packages from the chapter 14, which is installing and updating software packages under the course Red Hat System Administration 1 8.2. So in this lab, we will manage software repositories and module streams, and install and upgrade packages from those repositories and streams. So our first task would be to set up the environment. So for that, we will run a particular command. So let's get started. Yes, so now we will open our terminal and we will enter the particular command so that our environment gets set up. So lab software we will start. Okay, so once the environment is set, we will SSH into server B as a student user, and we will perform our next task in that server. Now once we are into our server B as a student user, so our first task would be, so like on server B we have to configure a software repository to obtain updates, and we will name the repository as errata and configure the repository in the hc/yum.repos.d/errata.repo file. So and it should access the given particular URL, and we don't have to check the GPT signatures for that. So let's start, and first of all we need to be a root user. And okay, so now what we will do, we will first of all we have to create the errata.repo file. Okay, so let's do that. So we will use vim editor for that. So vim, then the location, it's c yum repos.d, then RHCSA repo. Okay, yum.repos.d errata.repo. So now, so the we will just we have to paste it here. Yeah. Now, once this file is edited, then we will move on to our second task. We have to save it and quit it. So now, on server B, we have to install a new package named as xsend-gimp and the Apache HTTP server module from the 2.4 stream and the common profile. So for that, first of all, we will use yum utility with list object. Then we will just search whether that package is present in our system or not. We'll just enter the name of the package that we want to know, and as you can see, so we use yum list command to list available packages for xsend gimp, and we will install the latest version of it. Okay, so it's available into our repository, so we can install it using yum install and the name of the package, which is 7 gimp. Yeah, so it's asking us for the steps to go ahead, whether to enter Y or N. So we will just proceed ahead. Yeah. So now we will install the latest version of the Xim. So we have installed the latest version of the Xim GIMP package and using the yum install command. So now we will list available modules and streams, and we will also look for the HTTP module whether it's there or not. For that we can also use yum install command to install the HTTP module, as we know. But we have to be specific here with 2.4 stream at the common profile. So first of all, we will list yum module list. Okay, we have to look here if it's present or not. So the name would be httpd. Yeah, it's there, httpd available. So now, and you can see that it's not installed. Okay, so there is no I in square brackets, so we can install it. Okay, now we will use yum module install httpd, okay, with stream 2.4 common profile, and we will enter Y and done. It's there. So now, like, the third task is, like, for security reasons server B should not be able to send anything to print. So we have to achieve this by removing the cups package, and that's it. So first of all, again, we have to uh, we have to know whether the cups packet is there or not. So for that we will use yum list cups, and yeah, I think it's installed in our system and we have to remove that. For that we will use yum remove cups dot the name, which is x86 underscore 54. Okay, and why? Yes. So now, so we will just exit as root and we'll come back to the normal user. Now the fourth task is, like, we have to start a script that downloads the RHCSA dash script 1.0.0 dash 1.no.rpm package. So this was the name of the RPM package in the home student directory, okay, on this server, and we have to confirm that the package is available on server B. Then we have to install it, and we will also need to gain super user privileges like root to install the package. Then we have to verify that the package is installed or not. So for that, uh, we can use RPM utility with query option, then the package name. For that we have specified the P option. The name of the package is RHCSA script. Okay, we will view in detail. So for that we are using the I option. Yeah, so we can see the detail of that package. Now we will use sudo yum local install command to install the RHCSA script package. Okay, let's do that. So for that we need to use sudo. Yes, we will install it. Yeah, so now it's installed into our system. After that we will use so now we can use rpm command to verify that the package is installed or not. Okay, so just for the verification, yeah, SCRIPT. Yeah, so as you can see, it's installed. It's showing us the full name of the package, and we are done with our task 4. We can exit from server B. Okay, and so now let's see, like we will use a particular command to view whether we have passed in all our tests or not. So for that, we'll run this command, and once all tests have been passed, we can finish this lab with this command. Yeah, so we are done with the lab, uh, and